Okay, people can copy this program. And one more thing, when you write in the paper or a book the program, you can avoid these two statements. That means actually these two statements are referred for keyboard and monitor. But when we write in the paper, if we don't write also, it's okay. When we execute the program, then we can include these two statements. That is CLR, SR, and get CH. Okay. Then I can copy this much only. This is the end of the program. So after you copy the program, I will show the output screen. There you can write down.
Here we are giving semicolon at two places, right? Indian and as well as printf.
Ah, yes, sir.
So that's the end of the statement, right?
Ah, yes, yes. End of the statement. So in some cases, we will not give semicolon, meaning that is not the end of the statement. For example, in void main line, after parenthesis, we should not give semicolon. That means still it is continued. And after opening brace also, it is semicolon is not there. That means it is still continued. So after opening brace for int n semicolon, that is the end of the declaration statement. For printf, if we give semicolon, that is the end of the printf statement. So opening brace and
Okay.
closing brace will not be having semicolon. In some cases, for closing brace, we have semicolon in case of structures and classes.
Okay. What does this mean? The address of sorry, can you repeat me? In some
This output statement,
ah,
address of a variable n equals to. I think the is that color is visible red color because in this turbo C editor they have fixed some colors for some items here. For keyword white color, for identifiers like green color, for strings red color. In that way, is it visible properly? Otherwise, I will change that color.
no, I'm just seeing the common color black. I
That,
mean,
uh,
it's just black and white for me. I don't know about it. It's
okay, fine. Just wait
more a little reddish there.
for
At
1 minute.
least if I could
Uh,
closely look at it. What is I mean when you say n is equal to xp? What exactly that actually performs?
percent %p.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so actually, this printf statement in the coming chapter, we have the syntax and the things present in syntax with explanation. Just for this
Okay.
program, I wanted to show the example for how address is displayed on the console.
Okay.
We have in detail explanation of printf statement.
Oh,
If you people copy the program, we will go for output. We just take down this output. The address of a variable n equals FFF4. So this address will be displayed in the hexadecimal format. But in the example in memory representation, just for your quick understanding, I have given in decimal number. So, so after discussing printf statement, once again we can come back to this program and let us know what are the things present in printf. Uh, I think people have copied. Now let us move to the next part of the chapter. Okay. So this is the end of data types chapter. In the introduction to C chapter, one topic I have left it out. That is about comments. We will discuss that because so when we look at the um, 1 minute. See here in the basic structure of a C program, very first layer in basic structure is about documentation section that is used for comments. Okay, so that part we will discuss it now. How to write the comments in a program and what is the use of that and all. What are the ways and how many types are there and all. So here it is present. Okay, so you just take the heading comments. Okay. So comments are the lines in a program which are not considered for execution. That is, these lines are ignored by the compiler. Okay, that means, see, whenever we write a comment, the usage of comment is to know what this program will do. And if at all, if I'm not understanding any line in a program, we can write the comment there. So what that particular statement indicates or what it will do. If we indicate like that, so anybody who is looking at our program can understand. Or else sometimes if you write like hundreds of lines program or thousands of lines program, sometimes whenever when we look at our program only, we may feel like somewhat difficult for reading or understanding. If we write comments wherever it is required, then it will be very easy, just like documentation of the program. Okay, and these lines are not considered in execution part. That means these lines will not be displayed on the output screen, or will not be considered for any logical reasoning or calculation, nothing. Just for our reference, we can use these commented lines. Okay. Uh, if I want to give the best example, like nowadays we see comments in a Facebook. Okay, that means we can ignore those comments. Similarly, here also, comments means compiler will ignore for execution. It is considered for program, but not for execution. So comments are of two types: single line comment style, multi-line comment style. So when we go for single line comment style, single line comments start with two forward slash symbols. So we have to write two forward slash without a space, so that indicates comment, and end at the end of the line. So after you put two forward slash symbols, then you can start writing the comment. So I've given this example. Two forward slash symbols start with that. This line is a comment, or you can say welcome to C program. So whenever you write the comments, you can include any type of letters, capital letters, small letters, symbols, digits, underscore, or any symbols, blank space, anything we can say. Like there is no rule that you have to use only these type of letters or symbols. Okay, capital letters, small letters, digits, symbols, anything we can write in a comment. So welcome to C program. Program to find the sum of two numbers. So these lines are all comments in a program. So when we use these things, okay. Then multi-line comment style. So multi-line comment style start with forward slash star and end with star forward slash. So in the single line comment, So there is no need to end like this. That means if at all if I'm telling that this line is a comment, okay, this comment is ended. So to indicate this, to indicate the end of this comment, we need not place again two forward slash symbols. So the single line comment style will end at the end of the line. So wherever you end that line, that comment is ended. But in case of multi-line, what we have to do, even if you write only single line comment in multi-line, that means if you write only one line also, then compulsory have to start with slash star and end with star slash. See here I have given the example. So if you want to make more than one line as a comment, okay, then start with a slash star. So you can you can keep on writing the things, like you can even write one full paragraph, okay, some 10 lines or 15 lines. At the end, if you give star and slash, the whole thing will become as comment. So I given two lines here: see program to find the sum, difference, product and quotient of two numbers by using arithmetic operators. Okay, so these two lines have made it as comment. If suppose if I'm using only one line as a comment by using multi-line comment style, then also you should use forward slash star, then star slash. See here, if I tell ABC, only this much comment. So if I'm telling that this line is only comment, then in this case also you have to say star slash, because I'm using multi-line comment style. Okay, in two ways you can write: either use multi-line comment style for single line, or if you are using only one line, then you can use single line comment style. Okay, so this is the meaning of multi-line comment style. So another example is C program to demonstrate arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, and conditional operator. So these things actually we write at the top of the program. Okay, it is not compulsory again. So a single line comment and multi-line comments we can use at any point in a program. But in the basic structure, they are given at the starting point, because see whenever we write the program, if at all if we explain about that program in brief at least. So I have mentioned here, like C program to find some difference, product and quotient of two numbers by using arithmetic operators. At least if we mention like this, then we come to know what this program will do on. Okay, so they are given at the starting layer, that is documentation section used for comments. But we can use at any point in a program. For example, say if I want to if I want to write like int a, so this statement comes in between the program, okay, not at the starting point. If I want to say something about this statement, so I can use single line command like forward slash declaration of variable a. Okay. Okay, this is the comment. When you write the comment, if you make any mistakes in between, then it will not show any error. We need not worry, like instead of using capital letter, if you use small letter, or simply if you put any symbol, anything, whatever you want, you can write it, but it should be meaningful, that's all. So in this way also we can write the comment in between the programs. Okay, so you can copy the comments section. Okay. So, in introduction to C programming language, this was the last topic, that is comments section. Then, with respect to data types chapter, variable and memory address. So, I think this is the last topic. So then we will move on to the input and output functions, new chapter. Okay, you can take down the chapter name, input output functions. Okay, so when we write a program, um, so there is something like we get an output. Okay, so that is it is displayed on the monitor, that is screen, and in some programs we type from the keyboard. So the values we type from the keyboard, and some calculations are carried out like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and all, and we get some result. Okay, so when result is displayed on the screen, that is monitor, we will call it as console. So it is one of the type of output, console output. Okay, then so when we type something from the keyboard, that we can consider it as input. So to do these operations in C language, so we have input output functions. Okay, and there is a chapter called functions, but before that we come across input output functions. Okay, if at all if we want to understand this console basic input output functions only after the chapter functions, then like it will be too late, because in every program we use printf function and scanf functions. Let us understand those functions, and again in functions chapter, again we can discuss how to create our own functions, how to make use of the functions. So till that chapter, till we reach functions chapter, what all the functions we discussed, those are all inbuilt functions. So inbuilt functions in the sense, functions which are already present in the C language software, just we are making use of that. Okay, like if I want to give example, if you go to the library, if you are taking the book from the library, so you will read it and you will keep it in the same place. That means you will not edit that book, or else or you will not do any changes in that book. Okay, similarly here also, these functions are called as library functions. So what we do in the library is the same thing. We are making use of the functions, we are not editing that functions. Okay, editing in the sense we are not changing the functionality of the functions. However they are designed, in the same way we are using, that's all. If you consider the words in the dictionary, that also we have to use the dictionary words for which they have defined. Okay, depending on the context the meaning may change, but we will not change the meaning in the dictionary itself. Okay, like that here also, when we consider library functions which are present in the language software already, we are just making use of those functions in our program. So we are not going to modify the program, or we are not going to change the functionality of that particular function. So if I want to write a new function, then we have to go for the functions chapter. There we have the category called user created functions, user defined functions. Okay, so basic input output functions. C language has series of standard input output functions. Okay, such we can say IO for short form. In short form, IO. IO functions means input output functions. Such IO functions together form a library. So I said library. Library in the sense, so if I want to give the real world example, so when we go to the library, so we will take the book whichever present in the library, we will read it and we will keep it in the same place. We will not change the anything in that book. We will not modify the book and all. Okay. Similarly, here also, these functions are already present in the header files. So here, if you look at this word stdio.h, okay, dot h indicates extension of the file. So whenever we want to write extension of the file, we use a dot with some letters. Dot doc indicates word document file. Dot ppt indicates presentation file. Similarly, dot hh stands for header. Stdio means standard. I stands for input. O stands for output. Standard input output header file. So this we can consider it as library. So in standard input output header file, we have these functions. Okay. So we have to make use of the functions in the program. That's all. We will not change the functionality. Some of the data transfer operations in C are carried out by using the functions available in standard library. These library functions can be classified into following ways. Okay. If you want to understand this library concept, just you refer to the real world library. So what we do in the library, okay? Just we will take the book present in the library, we will read it, and we will keep it in the same place. Okay, we will not change the we will not change any content of that book. Similarly, here also we will not change any content of the function or change the functionality. Just we have to make use of the functions in our program. So classifications are console or IO, console input output functions, disk, disk means hard disk, floppy disk like that, port IO functions, USB port and all. So in case of console IO functions, functions which accepts input from keyboard and produce output on screen. Very very simple. So when the input is accepted from the keyboard and if the output is generated on the screen, that is monitor, that is called as console input output functions. Disk IO functions, functions which perform IO operations on secondary storage devices like hard disk and all. Okay, disk means like hard disk. We can give the example of hard disk. Port IO functions, functions which perform IO operations on various ports like printer port, USB port, and all. So this comes on IO. Still, we have categorization like file IO, file input output functions. Just I have given the basic categories. Okay. Next, we will move to the console IO functions. Okay. So console IO functions. Okay, before that, you can copy this introductory part.